This episode, we are going to be in my home state in Oklahoma, a place that fortunately I've had some success over the years. I grew up in Oklahoma. I've been hunting there ever since I was a kid. So very fortunately, I've had a lot of success in the state. So.
Best one is about having fun.
This particular ranch that I'm hunting is a new piece of property that I was fortunate enough to buy with some buddies, and we closed on it in June, and I started setting it up right away for deer. Down here on new property in southwestern Oklahoma. I love this property. Look at this ground behind me. I got Cody coming down with the dozer to get a blade in the ground, start pushing trees, start making big openings for some food, making a field, prep this site for a future cabin, and create a road system. Twisted oaks, mineral on my shoulder, protein block right there. Found an old feeder site, and it had deer tracks in it from this morning, so it's well put together. They left it up, the previous landowners left it up, so I'm gonna go down there and put some of this twisted oaks and a box camera up, see if we can get anything, any summer picks. So, trying to see what we have. This is a brand new piece of property, obviously. So, we want to see what we're working with as far as a baseline of genetics and quality of animals. So, there's definitely a lot of deer here, a lot of wildlife in general. So, I feel pretty good about running these cameras and getting something good. And now we test it. Right here. Oh, look at that. That's just perfect. That's a big one. I'm out exploring right now. I got one more camera to put out, and Twisted Oaks mineral right here and a protein block right there. And I found a spot that I found off of Google Earth that is just as good, if not better, in person. So, see this behind me? It's a creek bottom with water. It's gotta be a spring, because it's real dry right now. But big trail going across, big trails on this side. Got my main helper out here, Miss Bricky. That right there is Twisted Oaks mineral. And look what they have done to that. They've dug it out. And I got a protein block right here that they are demolishing. And then that mineral side coupled with this feeder and corn. This is quite the fast food pit for these deer to stop by, and it's a great place to grab a picture of them on the camera.
Number one restaurant on Deerpedia.
It is. It really is. Place did not disappoint because right off the bat we got numerous good deer on camera. So I was definitely eager for the opener to roll around and start getting out there. Just pull onto Sam Plum, and we got several deer on camera that I would love to get in front of me and get a shot at. I spent the last hour hanging that stand right there. I am buried up in a cedar tree right now, as you can tell. Whenever I make a natural ground blind, first thing I do is I wallow out the spot that I'm going to sit. Don't worry about none of the shooting lanes first, because you got to make sure you know where you're going to sit. Pretty much be done, except for clipping a few limbs for shooting lanes. I actually went up there on the opening day I had my wife film it, which was great to spend time with her out in the field. My wife has been worried that she looks like a boy with a hat on.
I do.
I think you look very pretty. And then she's also worried that she doesn't wear any makeup. She's not wearing any makeup right now. Look at you. Look how pretty you are.
You have to say that.
I do have to say that because it's the truth, and I want to speak the truth. I got a beautiful lady filming me tonight, and to say that I'm excited to have her behind me is pretty awesome. So, ultimately, we didn't really have much success as far as seeing deer. It was a little warm. Welcome to the Thunderdome. But I was watching the weather, waiting for the next cool front to come in, and sure enough, a week later, on the 11th, there was a cold front coming in. We could not be more grateful to these partners. To be consistently successful in the outdoors, you gotta have equipment that you rely on, and they definitely provide that. Again, thank you so much to these companies, and for more information, visit myworldoutdoors.com. Here in western Oklahoma, we had a big weather system roll through last night. Actually caused quite a few tornadoes. But the temperatures dropped significantly. It's about 50 degrees right now, and it's been lows into 70s. So pretty awesome there. We got several deer that we're looking at right now. Pretty excited. I feel really good about tonight. The wind's supposed to be switching out of south, which is what we need to go to actually where these deer are in front of right now. And there's several shooters floating around the property hoping to get one of them in front of us. So looking. That's the buddy buck. That's the two buddies. So they're together again. It's two of the shooters that we want to see. My, how a day or two can make a big change in the weather. It was 99 degrees Friday and Saturday. And yesterday, front rolled in, had a bunch of storms, severe storms. Today, it's in the mid 70s. I'm excited. We scouted today. We set up on top of a hill, actually a house pad. We're going to hopefully build a house up there in the next few months. Set up there and watched two shooters this morning. So they went in a good area for the wind that we're going to have tonight. So we're going to slip in there and hopefully get one in front of us tonight. And there was this one particular spot on this. It's on a fence line on top of a ridge, which is basically like an intersection. So deer are traveling up and down that ridge, and they're traveling up and down that fence. So it's a great place to catch deer. I set up a cedar blind on the ground, which I've done in the past. I've done my entire life, right. But I've had some success doing it recently, and I made another cedar blind, hoping to catch some deer on that intersection there. There was still like 2 hours left in daylight. We look up the ridge, and both shooters are walking directly at us. I'm gonna shoot a 9-point. Go on the back. My brother-in-law Keith is filming me. I tell him I want to shoot the 9-point. They're both shooters. Right. There's the 8-point we call the buddy buck, and then the 9-point. Well, the buddy buck comes in and is like broadside perfect at 15 yards. Right. Like just right over my shoulder, I can draw back. And I'm like, no, I want to shoot the 9-point. The 9-point's kind of like assessing the situation, you know? It's like looking around. And I was just about to say I'm gonna shoot the buddy buck because he's right in front of me. Right. And then that 9-point stepped out, out of cover and into my opening, and I draw back and shoot.
30 on him. What do you think? Hopefully I'm not too low on that buck.
This segment's brought to you by Ozcut Broadheads. Tough, field point accurate, and designed to be sharpened and reused.
Let's go look at the arrow and see what kind of blood we got. I don't like it. I don't like it. Looks like brisket. I don't like it at all. Let's take a second and recoup. We went and looked right where the arrow was. The arrow looks not good. There's not a lot of blood. We went about maybe 100 yards and found 2 spots where he stood. And then we pulled out. As soon as I pulled the trigger, it felt low. And then I got to the arrow and it's just like, that is not what you want to see. The arrow's real greasy. Had blood on it, smelled like a deer, but it sucks, man. Been looking for a while. We got on blood. Tracked it for probably 250 yards or so. It's tough tracking in this grass and this red dirt. It's just frustrating. Putting this is not about me, not about my feelings. It's about letting a lot of people down because I failed to concentrate enough to make the shot count. And then, of course, the animal itself is, I put an arrow in him. Now, the good thing about it is where he's hit. It's about as, if you're gonna wound one, and hope that it lives, this is as clean as you can get. So a brisket shot is very non-lethal. So we're gonna keep looking, but I'm just very, very disappointed in myself right now.
To fumble it, so to speak, in this situation, and especially this is an animal's life, you want a quick and clean, humane kill quickly as possible. You know, it's disappointing. I'm extremely disappointed in myself. Spending those days away from my family, because, you know, they're the most important thing in the world to me, and I could have been done that evening. But now here I am on my hands and knees looking for blood and continuing to have to hunt where I should be done. So it's just frustrating. I know it happens. It's happened before, it's gonna happen again. I understand all that, but still, it's just, I hate it. And it makes me sick to my stomach, and it makes me wanna get better. And I will get better. I'm gonna learn from this, and I'm gonna get better next time and try to limit these times that I have these feelings. Right. So.
Well, just got back down to the Sand Plum property here in western Oklahoma. So what we're gonna do now is start running some cameras. I got 7 or 8 cameras right now that are running, trying to figure out where the deer are at, seeing if anything's up on their feet in daylight. That's what we're gonna do. See, I feel like he came from here. They're coming from this area right there, northeast. See a cedar tree right there? This could work. This could definitely work. I need a bunch of cover right here. Maybe I'll shoot through just right there. The biggest thing when you're doing this is to have like a black background and you're in a hole. So the sun's gonna be setting in the west. So we'll be in the shadow. That's the most important thing, is being in the shadow. That's good, real good. I can shoot one spot, but it's a good spot. It's a little cedar blind we made yesterday. I mean little. We're in I don't know, at the base of maybe a 10-foot tall, 8-foot tall cedar tree. So see this area right in front of us, which is a major trail. We can get glimpses of something right here. If it's walking this way, we can hopefully see something walking this way. So that's our shot. That's the thing with these cedar blinds is you normally don't have that much of an option as far as left and right, but if you can bury yourself up in it and be in a black hole, it's hard for something to see you. Definitely not expecting to see you in a single cedar tree, so.
Buck coming.
Where?
To the right.
Oh yeah, he's right here at 5 yards. There's 2 of them.
This segment's brought to you by Hoyt Archery. Almost a century of innovation continues today. Get serious. Get Hoyt.
That right there is gonna work. That's gonna work good, son. That's the buck we were after. That is the buck we was after. He came in 5 yards from us, and he was quartering away, and I put that arrow in, put it in right there at the back leg, and it went all up in it. It went up in him good. So I'm very confident that we have a dead buck there. Was he on him? I cannot wait. I cannot wait to call my wife. It's been about 25 minutes. That right there is the blind we made yesterday. I love making natural ground blinds. Something that I've been doing since I was a kid. Unfortunately, when I was a kid, they didn't work very much. It's something that I love doing. Being up close and personal with a big buck is always pretty special. So, oh hey, I see a knot glowing. That's him. That's him. Oh, what a buck here in western Oklahoma. To say that I am proud right now would be an absolute understatement. We are on a farm that some buddies and I purchased actually at the beginning of the year. And we've been doing work out here all year. And this is one of the first shooters that we had on camera. I am incredibly proud to have the opportunity. He's a mainframe 8. He's got a common point over here on his left too that he actually broke off right after he shed his velvet. He's got a flyer coming off the base on his right side. This is definitely a homegrown deer because, like I said, I've been watching this deer since June, and incredibly proud to have him in front of me tonight, and incredibly proud to make the shot.
It was special. I mean, it really was. That deer meant a lot to me. I don't know. I'm just really grateful for the group of guys that, bought it with me. They're all buddies of mine. and I'm grateful that they let me hunt it.
Yeah.
But they basically handed me the range and said, have fun. And so I was pretty happy about that for sure.
I love this lifestyle. Since I was 17, I've been traveling the country, and I've been doing it full time since I was 18. And I still love it. Freaking, it does not get old for me.
And to be able to capitalize after missing an opportunity the week before, and then to be able to close the deal on this one was pretty awesome. One thing that I take away from this episode is the cedar blinds. In that part of the country, there's a lot of cedar trees. They're great cover. They're a great backdrop and a great, front cover. And there's a lot of them, so you can pick and choose where you want to go based off the wind, the trail, whatever situation. It's just thinking outside the box and being able to get it done no matter what. If I'm thinking to myself, I have to hang a stand, then I'm gonna be limited to where I can actually hunt.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And not just cedar trees, it could be a brush pile, it could be a willow thicket, it could be, a patch of John scree, it could be anything.
Right.
If you think outside the box, you can get a lot of things done, and that was one key takeaway I take from those two hunts in this episode is, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.